Hello friends, this is Mike Williams and I'm back with another guitar video. A couple of months ago I picked up a 1980s Hohner L75 Les Paul style guitar for about $150 off of Craigslist. Aside from the grunge and the dirt, the guitar itself was in pretty nice condition. It did need new frets, which I installed. I also put in some Donless Almaco 2 humbuckers, an Epiphone wiring harness, and I also installed a set of vintage tuners. The clips you're going to see in this video are some Facebook updates I did for my friends, and I apologize up front for some of the choppiness, but I think you'll appreciate the transformation. At the end of this video, there's an additional clip, kind of a bonus clip, where I'm jamming with one of my other guitar builds, an AXL 1216 Burst. The guitar is plugged into my Fender G-Deck. It's a 15-watt amp. It has a built-in drum machine, and it's a lot of fun to jam to. So I hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Okay, so the third guitar is one I picked up today, and I picked it up for the cheap. Found it on Craigslist, and it's an old Hohner L75. It's the Hohner Professional Series. And it's difficult to date these Hohners because there's no database that I could find on the internet, but I'm going to take a guess, and it's probably pretty accurate. Late 1980s, maybe pushing into the early 1990s. So let's just say maybe 1990 or so. So this would be a guitar that is 27 years old, maybe even 30 years old if it's the late 80s. And they are Japanese guitars, and I believe some of them are also made in South Korea, but there's no real way of telling, where this one was made. But they have a very good reputation, and they were solid guitars back in the day. Very heavy guitar. Now this one here is going to need some work. If you take a look at the fretboard, let me see if I can point this out. You see here, all in here, right in here. This is all gunk from being played. This fretboard probably hasn't been cleaned in 30 years. So I'm going to have to clean the fretboard, and I'm also going to have to replace the frets. I don't know if you can see this, but you see the indentations in the fret from the strings. This is from the strings being played and being pressed down, and over time what happens is it eats into the fret. So I'm going to pull all these frets, and I'm going to put brand new frets on this guitar. That will enable me to really clean the fretboard up too. I'm going to take out these pickups, especially this ridiculous red one. The person I bought it off of was a kid, and I guess it was a hand-me-down for him. The good news is the body's in excellent condition. It's just grimy. You can see there's a lot of fingerprints and it's dirty and stuff like that. But once I clean it up, it's going to really look nice. But the pickups have to go, and the original pickups were the nickel chrome plated humbuckers. There was a Gibson custom pickguard, so I'll put that back on the guitar. It didn't come with a pickguard. They took it off. You can see the hole here, and there's the screw still here. I believe these are the original knobs, but I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with knobs. Knobs are interesting. It's something that's very minor, but from the standpoint of cost, it's very inexpensive. They're cheap, but they can really pick up the look of a guitar. So I'll have to figure out whether we go with the black. But I think what I'd like to do is go with something a little lighter to kind of contrast with the dark coloring of the guitar. The tailpiece and the bridge are in very good shape, and I'm going to replace the wiring. I'm just not going to waste my time with old wiring in a guitar, especially with the Epiphone harnesses that I pick up off of AliExpress for $10 a pop. And the genuine, it's plug and play, you put them in, you're done. So when I'm done with this, it's going to be nickel chrome humbuckers, the black pickup rings. These are the correct color for the guitar. The chrome tailpiece and bridge will go back on. We'll decide on the knobs. New wiring in the guitar. It will have brand new frets. Fretboard has to be cleaned up, and I'm also going to be putting on different tuners. Now these tuners aren't really bad. These are Ovation tuners. Somebody put Ovations on. But I'm going to go with the more of the retro look that the Japanese put on back in the day. They were the semi-enclosed, I think that's what they call them. And I already have an order in for those. They're very inexpensive, 12 bucks. And I'll be putting a new bone nut on the guitar. The other thing is that I was really pleased about with this guitar is all the bindings intact. That's really good. And like I said, the body itself is in nice shape. There's not a whole lot of dings, just a lot of smudging and dirt and so. Other than that, the body's in very good shape. So I think it's going to come out. In fact, I know it's going to come out looking real nice. All right, so this guitar here I'm going to do a video on, and I'll show you guys the before and after. Okay, so it needs some work, a little TLC, but when I'm done, it's going to look real nice. Okay, that's it. Have a great evening, guys. Hey friends, it's Mike, and I thought I would do a quick update on this Hohner Les Paul style guitar. And so it's come a long way. When I do the final video, you'll see the before and after pictures, so you can really see how it's changed. The big thing here is the fretboard is completely cleaned off, and these are new frets. I just popped these frets on. They're not fully dressed yet, which means they're a little rough on the edges. So I'll do that tomorrow or Thursday. But it's looking real nice. There were some blemishes in the guitar. I was able to get those out. New pots, new three-way switch. So we're coming along. It's going to have Donless Alnico 2, I believe they are, PAF humbuckers in it. And there's going to be a Gibson custom pickguard, which is the type of pickguard that this guitar came with originally. When I bought the guitar, the pickguard was taken off. And I'm also going to put in the correct tuners. So it had the vintage tuners. They haven't come in yet, so they should be here by Thursday or Friday, and then I'll put those in. But right now, the immediate job will be to finish the frets off, which means to make sure they're not catchy or scratchy or pointy on the ends, which they are a little bit. I just had the initial dressing, so it's going to take some filing and all that good stuff, but it'll be really nice when I'm done. So again, this guitar was, trying to remember, I think it was $150. By the time I'm done with it, I can probably sell the guitar for at least double that money. So actually I could probably sell it for around $350 or so. But the more I'm working on it and the nicer it's coming out, this is what always happens, my desire to flip it is waning. So in any case. All right, so, the other thing was I did some more research on this guitar, and in my initial video, I said that the dating was late 80s to early 90s. And some further research, it looks like the guitar can be as early as the mid 80s, like 1985 to the late 80s. Okay, so let's just call it mid to late 1980s is when this guitar was manufactured. Okay, it's in really nice shape. Like I said, when I got it, the kid who had it, I mean, it was very dirty and grimy and all, but it wasn't abused, which is always a good thing. Okay, so as I get some more parts in and I have some more time and I get some more stuff in the guitar, I'll do another video. All right, so you guys have a great evening. Hey friends, it's Mike. The Hohner Professional L75 is done, and I will be making a YouTube video out of the stills and the video clips that I put together over the last 2 weeks or so. She came out beautiful. She really did. And I'll take you through what I did with the guitar. And there's a stark difference between what this guitar looked like when I first received it and what it looks like now. So what we'll do is we'll start at the headstock. So first of all, new tuners. And what I did was I put on the vintage type of tuners. You can see them there. Those are the tuners that the guitar originally came with. A lot of the Japanese guitars came with those style tuners, basically the semi-enclosed machine heads. New nut, brand new frets. I pulled every single one of the frets that were on the guitar and put on new medium height frets. Fretboard, of course, is completely leveled, polished, so it plays like a charm. It plays really well. I was playing it last night after I finished up. The pickups, of course, are the Donless Alnico 5. I think I mentioned Alnico 2 previously. But I went back and took a look at what I ordered, and it was Alnico 5, and they sound very, very good. So again, the Dauntless pickups, they are a pickup manufacturer out of China. They make fantastic pickups for a fraction of the cost of what you would buy name brand pickups for, like DiMarzio or Seymour Duncan's and so on. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The Pickguard is from All Parts. It is a Gibson custom type of pickguard. This is the type of pickguard that came with the guitar when it was being made in the mid to late 1980s. The three-way switch and the volume and tone pots, the potentiometers, is a pre-wired harness, and this time it isn't an Epiphone. It's another brand shipping out of China that I picked up off of eBay for $10. I've used this harness before. It works fine. The only thing is, and some people don't like this, the potentiometers are the small pots, not the large pots. To me, it makes absolutely no difference, because really what it is, a potentiometer is just an electronic connection, and the small pots work as well as the large pots. And in fact, when I pulled the potentiometers out of this guitar, there were small pots in it. So basically, I replaced what was already in. The original bridge, the original tailpiece, and locking strap locks, which is what I put on all of my guitars so that I could take one strap and I can connect it to any guitar that I have. Okay, so that's it. The finish, if anybody's interested in wondering, is called Chestnut. And this is what the guitar looked like when it shipped back in the mid to late 1980s. What I tried to do here, and I think I did a pretty good job of it, was to replicate exactly what this guitar would have looked like if you went into the store and bought it. So that's it, and I will be putting a YouTube clip together. It'll probably run about a half an hour or so, where I take you from the beginning when I first picked up the guitar, which I picked it up for like $150, $160, something like that, to where it is now. And the cost to update it actually really wasn't very expensive. You know, the frets themselves are only $11 for the whole set to do the whole fretboard. The issue with frets is not the cost of the frets, it's the labor involved. And a lot of people are very intimidated, guitar players, with pulling frets and installing new frets. And I keep telling folks there's no reason to be intimidated by it at all. It's really not that difficult. It just takes time, you know, to learn the process. And the way to learn is to go pick up a guitar, maybe at a local thrift store or something that, or at a flea market, that you don't really care about, something that you can work on and you can just learn. And it won't take you very long to figure out how to do frets. Plus, I have a couple of videos up on my YouTube channel, my guitar YouTube channel, which will help you along. Okay, so that's it, folks. Thank you so much again for watching, and have a great weekend.